Welcome our viewing audience back to another episode of the Kayfabe Cowboys. I'm your host and moderator, GA Brown, joined by the master of the audio and visuals, Shawn Harris. And then on the other end of the screen, I have the mixologist, one of the coolest dudes in the wrestling community, joined by the legend himself, Brother Nic Giles. How's everybody doing today?
Good. I feel like today's going to be a great episode. So I'm very excited about this.
Yeah, man.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brown. Good afternoon, Shawn.
It's
Good afternoon.
it's Mr. Brown now. Okay, all right. All right. So, I know last episode we spit out what the format of our show was going to be with me being moderator, but tonight I'm going to be wearing a different hat. We had a conversation yesterday that sparked a little trepidation and the fumes were flying with regard to something that went on in our group chat yesterday. And
Yes.
our friend Shawn, who's probably watching this, he was privy to how that shit was going, so it was really flowing. But I'm gonna pass it off to Rashad to let him get everything going for the episode, and then we're gonna delve into what our debate was really about yesterday. So, Rashad, you got it, bro.
Yeah. So I feel like, can we first just talk about how great our first episode was? I feel like a lot of people was reaching out. Like, we had a lot of good feedback, and a lot of people were excited about this particular show. So,
yeah,
what would y'all's reaction from people that in your circle?
I think it was received well. All of my nerd friends in the wrestling community were really into it. They love how I talk about the graps. And we actually talked about the straps. Pause. But I think the production quality was good. I think the media that we put out was good. Even the fact that we had somebody thought that we were giving some sort of like financial TED talk about money in the bank doesn't matter. That was cool because we educated somebody else, so it was pretty cool, man. I like how it went. I love the flow of things. We had some takeaways, no ice on the drinks next time. But yeah, man, I'm digging it, man. I feel like we're really getting into the content creator space, man. WrestleMania, here we come.
Yeah, what about you, Nic?
Hey, listen, I watched the episode back as though I wasn't part of it. Like, just to watch the conversation and the back and forth and the difference of opinions. Because that's the one thing about wrestling. Everybody has an opinion and everybody can actually be right. So I love that. I love the, like you said, the financial literacy comments that we received. I love the DMs that we've been getting and just people going, oh, y'all talking about wrestling. I'm like, okay, yeah. So, I like that. It just shows that while we are a niche community, when we find our folks, we stay with our folks.
That's a good word.
True. I like that.
Niche.
We
That's
are definitely a niche community. Yeah. Okay, so let's start off this episode with an icebreaker, right? So I was watching Raw not yesterday, last week, and something came up.
And Shad didn't let us know what this icebreaker was, so like this is going to be completely off the top.
Yeah.
So if I say something crazy, it's Shad's fault.
Okay. All right. So here's a question: If Dominic Mysterio came into the 757, came and hang out with y'all for the day, and he want to know who has the best tendies, where would y'all take him to?
She gives me tendies whenever I want. She lets me play video games whenever I want. She lets me be me.
You know what? That's a damn good question. Wait, it's just Dom though, no Liz.
Yeah, just Dom. Just you and him hanging out for the day. He trying to find who got the best tendies.
I actually need to check my phone. I need to figure out because I got a list of places I eat and where I eat. But honestly,
so while y'all think of y'all answer, this is what I thought about. So if this was back in like 01 to like 07, I would say Burger King. Burger King tendies was fire.
Yeah,
they were fire.
Was.
Yeah. I don't know. They switched it up. They switched up the menu, and now it's all over the place. Now I have to go with a place that a lot of people don't know about. A place called Q Daddy's. It's one in Smithfield. And I go out there every week because my mom stays out there. And then there's one like going to like Petersburg. But the chicken tenders is on fire. So Now that y'all had a second, what are y'all options? What are y'all thinking?
You know what? I'm gonna have to take them to Wild Wing Cafe just because of the
Mm.
sauces. Some people are a straight regular attendees. You got your lemon pepper, you got your saucy nugs. So I'm gonna take them. We're gonna go to Wild Wing Cafe. Plus, I got some coupons I can use over there. So we definitely gonna hang out there. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna go. Yeah.
Yo, this is too much pressure because Dominic Mysterio is a connoisseur of the tendies. He's been diehard about tendies since joining the Judgment Day. So
hmm
Mm-hmm.
I don't really. I'm afraid that I'm gonna let him down. But also, before I delve into that, anybody out there that saw me on Raw booing Dominic Mysterio, this is the shirt that I was wearing. So it's very apropos that we got a Dominic Mysterio topic.
I feel
Here
like
we
it's gonna
go.
be your claim to fame, like this whole show.
Here we
Hey, dog.
go.
Hey, I'm in the WWE archives, dog. So I booed Dominic Mysterio, and then a couple weeks later, they used my booing clip in a Bailey EO Sky segment, bro. Like it was a recap. Like I'm telling you, man, I'm famous. They about to put me in the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame. Like I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
I feel
Um,
like you're about to be in there with special needs kids.
hey, bro.
Oh
Hey,
wow. Oh wow.
whoa. I don't
The
even
the
know if I
views
should.
expressed by Rashad Harris. So Rashad Harris is up.
Hey, look. Hey, look. Hey, look. I'm gonna do like Joe Budden be telling Parks. Make sure you bleep that out. I don't want to get us canceled. Um,
Already.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be in the celebrity wing. But anyway, I think I'm gonna have to go with. So it's not necessarily tendies; it'd be boneless wings. But
Nope,
I
that's
think
different,
I'm.
bro.
Wait a minute. It's the same meat.
It's not the same.
Pause.
That
All
same thing.
right. It's not the same thing, bro. It's not the
Oh,
same thing.
this is. This is
Tendies are
Clock,
crazy.
tendies.
clock is ticking, brother.
Yeah.
Man, see, I'm not much of a Tindy guy. Um,
So you're
yeah,
better
I
than
mean,
us.
I
Got it.
me.
Wow.
But
Okay.
no, but for real, I'd imagine that this place has the ability to make good tendies, man. I'm gonna go with Dirty Buffalo.
Okay. I
Good.
think you're gonna go
Good
something
choice.
like Chick-fil-A or something.
Nah, man. See, the only thing I don't like about Chick-fil-A tendies, trust me, they're good, but they're not the same formula as the nuggets.
hmm
I don't think they dip them in the buttermilk before they bread them and all that. They taste a little different. If I could get me a tendy size nugget, nigga, I'd be all. My bad. I shouldn't be dropping the N word. We're supposed to be politically
Wow.
correct. Um,
Wow.
but if I could get the tendy size nugget, brother. I'm telling you, me and Dom will be there scanning the app as we speak.
Now I want
Okay.
some
Okay.
nuggets. Thanks.
But
Thanks for that.
Dirty
Now I need some
Buffalo,
nuggets.
Dirty
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Buffalo.
I
Okay.
was gonna go B dubs just to be regular, but I'm with you.
I haven't been to B-Dubs in like a good 10 years, so.
May,
Me either, but it's good again.
maybe a year from now or so, we might be able to line up doing like a live recording of the spot and get some tendies, a little tendy platter. That'd be kind of cool.
We could do it at
A, ten,
Lisa's.
a, a Tindy paper PLE.
Oh,
Whoa.
We can
Did
do
you say?
Lisa's.
Ain't no way.
whoa,
We can do a
that'd be
live stream for
cool.
Lisa's.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Alas.
I don't really know how well it would be received by the public that are there, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no.
it could
Hey,
work.
you can't put the lights on in them type of establishments. You start to see stuff. So
Right, right, right.
No.
we'll just get it. We'll just get tendies for a PLE and call it a day.
Yeah,
Cool, cool,
man.
cool. We can do that. We can do that.
Also,
So,
we got
okay.
since we talking about the PLE, the next one coming up is Bash of Berlin, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
what are our plans for watching this? You know what I'm saying? Oh, we,
I,
oh,
I feel like for me, this is not one of the big ones. So I feel like I'm going to kind of catch it when I catch it. Like,
Wow. This is our job now, right? This is what we do, right? It's just okay. Okay.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Just
yeah,
We are whoring ourselves off of advertisement at this point. So I mean,
yeah.
right.
Right.
Just it's a
And we
Saturday
all
though, so we
get
have
your
to respect him.
personality.
We have to respect
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
Saturday for him, but my house is
And I,
available. I come to your house, whatever we got to do.
yeah, man. Hey, we can line it up, man, and maybe we can FaceTime Shaw. You know what I mean? At some
Yeah,
point,
see,
you know what
see
I
what
mean?
he's doing.
Maybe
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
I'll
sounds good.
I think I might got a wedding that day, but we
because
Yeah,
got
I'm
to
sure
try
you
to
do.
figure something out.
it's the 31st, right? So it's
Yeah,
next weekend.
next
I bet.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Let me know.
We can line something up.
Okay.
Okay. So, I know one of our segments that we kind of initiated last week is MVP of the week. So, I
Superstar
haven't
of the week.
superstar.
Cause
My bad.
it's WWE centric. Superstar. We got to speak the language, man.
Okay. So
And I
superstar
think
of the week.
MVP now owns MVP. I feel like he had a trademark for
Ooh,
that.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Grand opening, grand closing.
All right. So who you got superstar of the week? I haven't watched anything from the past week, so I haven't
I'm
really
gonna go
paid too
first.
much attention.
I'm gonna go first, and I'm just gonna hold this up. This is my superstar of the week. Do you know how difficult it is to run in an air cast?
Oh, we couldn't see it. We couldn't see it. We don't know.
Oh, okay. My bad. Do you know how difficult it is to run in an air cast? To
Hey,
su-
oh, I know
to
where
Mm.
you're
super
going.
kick
I know where you're
in an
going.
air
I know where you're
cast?
going.
To
I know
hide
where you're
under
going.
a ring in an
That was
air
good. That
cast?
was good.
Jacob Fatu is either doing the best job ever of being a spy or it really ain't him.
Mm.
But to super kick the tribal chief in his face with an air boot where you can't even feel like where you need to pull back. Hey, and superstar of the week because he made Roman look bad. That face is a meme forever now.
Okay.
Wow. That was good. Mans came with the props, cuz like,
Hey, listen,
oh my gosh.
that's what we do
Wow.
here.
That is that is crazy. I dig what you're doing tonight, man. You putting out some good stuff. You know what I
And
mean?
I
I
like the way
appreciate
he
it
like immediately put Roman down. Like he ain't need
immediately.
Tomatonga, he ain't need Solo. Like he just went in there, kicked him, and like whooped his ass for the most part. So I love that part of that. Yeah.
I will tell you though, that moment when he put the I can't think of the name of it now. The
The
Little Fowler
LaFala.
on
Mm-hmm.
that was a real moment because he was like, hey, this one, like, because his uncle had just passed that
Yeah.
day. That was a
R.I.P.
real
Abba.
moment where I feel like he really felt the connection to them at that moment. But that super kick kicked it off his head.
Pun
Yeah.
intended, huh?
Yeah. What you got?
So it's me.
Yeah.
Yes, it's on you.
I'm gonna go with because I have been, and I hope that it's a good payoff to what's going on with this person. Because this person isn't alone, but this person is a standout. My MVP of the week is going to Montez Ford because they won the
That was
number one.
actually my choice.
They won the number one contenders match. Hopefully they'll get the combination of as Shah says, Tamaloa, and Jacob Fatu's not involved in it. But like I really like the direction that they're gonna go with the Street Profits. I love what B-Fab is doing as a valet. And little muscle there if there's a female involved with the other faction. So I'm going with Montez Ford, man. I think they're gonna win the straps. And then it's gonna catapult him into some sort of momentum for some single shit next year, man. So I'm hyped for that, man. I'm hyped for that. I'm black, y'all.
Okay. I would say that was actually my choice. Was it wasn't just Montez, but it was the whole Street Profits. Like that's
Hmm.
probably like the only match I watched all week. And it was a good match.
Yeah, it
Just
was.
kind of seeing them like really out there doing their thing, and like I said, they was up against DIY, which was a very formidable team. So
Yeah.
I do feel like they put up a good fight just for them to lose in the next
Mhm.
week or so, or whenever they fight Bloodline. So,
I
but
I had to.
I got, I gotta say, like Angelo still is holding his own, even though his attire is trash. He be
Bro.
out
Man,
there killing it.
that's what I'm about to say. Angelo took that super kick to the chin, like in slow
Mm-hmm.
motion. You could see it, like where he like he kicked me for real. Like in slow motion,
hmm
I saw it take place. I thought that was the end of the match. But question, because now it's escaping me. Who's the Raw Tag Team Champions?
Finn and JD.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm about to say we talked about taking the straps off of them. I heard that Jay was like he's focusing on singles, and I was like, didn't they have a tag match or something coming up? So it confused me for a moment. But okay.
Yeah. And this thing I just thought about, which I saw kind of on Instagram. I feel like Dawkins is the LeBron James of the Marty Genetics.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, Sean,
Wow.
hey, while you're on that, now,
Wow.
I saw a clip the other day. This was after the Shawn Michaels split with Marty Jannetty. Marty
Uh-huh.
Jannetty chased Shawn Michaels down the ramp and hit him with a damn Hurricane Rana, bro. And then and got it was the wildest shit ever. I was like, yo, I didn't remember
Niggas weren't doing that in 91.
I'm telling you, bro. I got to find that clip.
Yeah, yeah, I
Don't
need to
don't.
see that.
Speaking of Marty Jannetty,
Hey man,
Yeah. Speaking of which, let me set up the conversation, right? So
yeah.
yesterday we was in a group chat. I was just minding my business, and somehow the conversation came up. And correct me if I'm wrong. The conversation was who was more important to their organization. Is that it, or who was?
think that was the root of it, and then we
No,
went
the,
we went somewhere else with it.
the root
Maybe.
of it started with me disrespecting Bret Hart.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
that's where
yes,
it
yes,
started.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
it
hmm
started with that. And Jervis apparently got offended by the truth and did not want to respect the greatness that
Oh,
is
okay, 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 okay.
Shawn Michaels, who then
So
told me,
the conversation evolved into who was more important at their peak, Sting or Shawn Michaels, and it got feisty. So I feel like we had to take it off of the text line and bring it
yeah,
straight to you guys here at Kayfabe
So
Cowboys.
so there's only one answer to this, and there's only one right answer. And if the answer isn't Steve Borden, then I don't want to hear what anyone is saying. Yeah. Fine. Sean, are you gonna point? Are you gonna give us talking points here? Or are you just?
Yeah, yeah,
Are
yeah.
you,
I got you.
all right. Let's go.
All right,
I'm
so,
ready. Hold
all
on.
right, so let me just step away. I feel like he got merch.
Let's go.
Okay. All right, so Nick, so what was your argument about? Let's start there.
so he watered down his argument to tell me that Shawn Michaels was not the most important member of WWE at any point, and that Sting was. And my retort to that was that Shawn Michaels, while in a group, carried the WWE while Sting sat up in the roof trying to impersonate a movie character. He then told me that DX was better after Shawn Michaels and all of these things. And I'm like, okay, you mean to tell me that LeBron ain't better than Jordan? You know, you got to have a starting point to get to greatness. And then he began to tell me that Prime Sting was better than Prime Shawn Michaels. And I just could no longer speak to him. I think
I
he
didn't.
was
Okay,
on
so
that stuff.
I didn't say better. I said Prime Sting was more important to WCW than Prime Shawn Michaels was to WWF.
okay,
Okay, let me ask you a question.
let me throw this out there. So what do you consider prime Sting and what do you consider prime Shawn Michaels?
I need to
So
know what Prime
my
Sting was. What was Prime Sting?
I would say, I mean, Sting's prime ran for about a good 9 years. I would say I would say 91 to 98.
Mm.
That's not a prime.
It
That's
was,
a that's for real.
Well, we know that
bruh.
he missed like 3 years from 96 to 97 to 98. He only had like 4 matches. We know that.
He didn't miss 3 years. He was gone for like 11 months. Anyway, yeah, he agrees. Aries agrees. So all right,
So
I'll say, and it's almost like the 8 and 24 argument. Kobe 8 and 24. You got
okay,
Surfer Sting Prime, and then you got Crow Sting Prime. Surfer Sting was, they called him Mr. WCW.
okay,
Anybody that came inside of that territory had to go through Sting. And the person let me finish. Let me finish. And to me, arguably, you know what I mean, in a conversation, this person will be widely regarded as the greatest wrestler of all time, Ric Flair. Right? He's out, he's not in this argument. But without Sting in WCW, Ric Flair's WCW career don't hit as hard. Sting was Ric Flair's Joker. Ric Flair needed Sting.
But nigga, can you make it a year?
A
What
year.
year was prime Sting?
He's already
I don't
he's already
know.
shot himself in the foot. He's already shot himself in the
I
foot.
don't know.
Let me
No, he had
All right,
he had too much popping shit going on. Like,
so Nick, what was prime Shawn Michaels? Let's start there.
let me retort. Prime Shawn Michaels was Intercontinental Belt Shawn Michaels. So
he wasn't
let's
even at the
see.
top of the card. Oh
Whoa,
my
whoa, whoa,
gosh.
whoa. Hold on, sir.
Here
I'll
we
let you
go.
finish. I'll let you finish.
You put your
I'll
boot
let
back on. You shot yourself in the foot.
I'll put it back on later. Let me ask you a question though. You told me that Sting was Mr. WCW.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put you on pause. Rashad, what is the biggest event in WWE?
WrestleMania.
Mr. WrestleMania.
That's
What is the
one
longest running
day.
show? Hold on. What is the longest running episodic show that WWE has?
Here we go.
Raw.
Monday night, Mr. Monday night. So you mean to tell me that somebody who is the largest member of a small group is
What?
somehow better, sir,
You got it.
sir,
You got it. You got it.
sir,
You got it.
sir, is somehow better than a man who, like you said, put Ric Flair out, who Ric Flair says is the greatest, ran WWF
No,
in
no,
that
no.
moment, and
I'm not arguing about HBK's overall greatness. I'm not
right.
arguing that.
But you're saying that Sting. If you told me that somebody's watching a bunch of matches of Sting and a bunch of matches of Michaels, everybody's picking Michaels first. Point blank. Period.
My argument is that Sting was vastly more important to WCW than
He had to
HBK
be.
was to.
I agree there. He had to be though. No, he had to be more important because you got to think about it. Look at the WWE right now. There are 15 people that are vastly important to the WWE. Right, if we look right now, right, there is not one guy. Cody could be the guy. Roman most likely is the guy. You
Cody
got
ain't the guy.
Cody ain't the guy. Hey, listen. But what I'm saying is,
Hold on, one second.
This nigga stay getting props.
Nah, man. Hey, look, I got a shout out to my neighbor, man. You know what I'm saying?
hey, hey,
Yeah.
Wheatley, so good we drinking neatly.
Wheatley vodka. Yeah, hey,
Yeah,
the next in person episode we got. Whoa, Wheatley's vodka. I'm telling you, man, this shit it go down smooth, don't come up rough. You know what I mean?
whoa. The bottom line is what I'm saying is, you can be important to an establishment or a group because it's a smaller group. You have to be that guy because there isn't a chance to have that many guys when you're down here. When you're up here, you have to share the limelight with a bunch of other guys who
Ain't no
if
sharing.
Sting needed his company saved by WWE people.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
So let me hop in real quick. So let me ask you guys this question. Because I'm literally on the fence, to be honest with you.
Right. Yeah, you know where they came from?
Who's missing from this photo? This is the
guy
most
who started it
iconic.
all.
This is the
The
most
Martin Luther King of
iconic.
DX.
The most
The Martin
iconic
Luther
moment.
King.
The most iconic moment of DX. Shawn Michaels wasn't even involved.
Because he hurt himself carrying the company on his back for so long.
He took his ball and ran home. Stone Cold was about to be the number one person in the company, and he took it. I want to have surgery now. If they would
Can I
have
ask you a
kept the
question?
belt on this nigga, he wouldn't have left.
Can I ask you a question? What was Sting doing up in the Raptors? Was he not holding his bat and going home until somebody paid him attention? Because the NWO had
No,
taken over his company?
no. So Shawn
Hmm.
Michaels in a shoot.
No, you didn't answer the question. Focus on Sting.
No. In a shoot, Shawn Michaels took his ball and went home. This nigga left the company. Sting left storyline to change his gimmick. It won't like he left. It won't like he left the company because he was no longer be the number one guy. He had to
Because he
change. He
wasn't
had to
getting over
change his
anymore.
character.
People were tired of that
But he
wannabe Ultimate Warrior. They were tired of it.
wait a minute. They were tired of like fluffy blonde hair Shawn Michaels, and he turned into HBK. Everybody got to change their gimmick. Nobody's
You're right.
immune to that shit. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Shawn Michaels left the company and went home because he was no longer going to be the number one guy.
Okay, so
Sting's
let me
storyline left
hop
to
in real
change his
quick. Let me
character.
hop in real quick. So let's do this. Like I said before, I'm kind of on the fence either way, with both of what you guys are saying. So what do you feel like was Shawn Michaels and Sting's respective times where they were like head and shoulders number one in the company
Of their company?
of their company.
Let's see. Was it in house? I feel like Shawn Michaels, when he had Diesel behind him, number one in the company.
So you're not even talking about when he was champion, because that's what I was thinking.
Well, I think he was IC champion at that point, I believe.
So you're not even really counting when he was world champion.
I'm not. That's how good Shawn Michaels was. He didn't need to be the world champion to be the man.
Oh my goodness!
If we're talking about when he won the world championship, where they gave him an hour-long match. Let's do this. Let me ask both of you all a question. How many iconic matches in WCW does Sting have?
Too many to count.
Too many? Give me some.
When he took the belt off of Ric Flair in '91. When he matter of fact, I'm gonna go in '91. When he won the 2-ring battle royal in Starrcade in '91, and I was in attendance for when he beat Lex
Mm-hmm.
Luger as the last two. Like Sting got a shitload of iconic matches. Most of them with Ric Flair.
Right. So with one person, he needed a great to have iconic matches. My question to you, Annette, is who was really paying
No, he
attention
did
to
not.
WCW back then?
Was WCW was the shit. First of all, hold on, no. What we're not gonna do is shit on WCW when WWF had a character named the fucking Repo Man. That's what we're not gonna do. This same company that you're championing had a motherfucker named the Repo Man. Come on, bro.
They also
listen,
had Bastion Booger too.
right.
Bastion Booger.
They had a clown
Oh
that you didn't want to
no.
mess with either.
They had Doink. They had Earthquake. They had
Yeah.
Tugboat.
Hold on. Earthquake was like
Earthquake was legit, but their gimmicks were terrible.
Yes.
okay.
No,
But I equate. My thing is, I equate what you were saying to me.
Before Luke
What
Gallows found the light, he was Festus.
what I hear you saying to me, and you took it as slight. When the things that you're telling me about Sting and WCW, I'm not trying to disrespect them, but I look at it in real time. I say that WWE is here. WCW is what AEW is now. And while there are great matches happening in AEW, you cannot compare being the top dog in a smaller promotion, no disrespect, to a guy who was one of the top dogs in the biggest in the area.
All right,
You heard that theme song and stuff went left.
All right.
But Nick, to play devil's advocate, when Shawn
Okay.
Michaels was number one, they were the number two company.
Well, they had to be. They put him at number one because they said, "Hey, guy, we need somebody to take it back." And what did he do? He started to develop that same group that was shown the picture of. He started that. DX does not get where DX got without Shawn Michaels. You put Billy Gunn there.
I got a question.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. You put Hunter there by himself. He doesn't step out. He doesn't step out and be that on the line person.
Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
So my question is, since we're shitting on Sting for changing his gimmick,
I never said.
All right. So my question is, the boyhood dream was amazing. He came down to the ring with Jose Lothario. It was a beautiful thing. I remember it like yesterday. And in my book, HBK is to me, he's my number one of all time.
As he should be.
You know what I mean? Objectively. But in the same vein, where we're talking about DX, if Shawn Michaels doesn't reinvent himself with DX, are we saying the same thing about him? Are we?
Shawn Michaels reinvented himself after that too. But I agree. But what I'm saying to you, at that point, Shawn Michaels had to do something because WCW at that point was kicking WWF's butt, but it wasn't because of Sting.
But you know what's crazy though? When I think of DX, I don't think of Shawn Michaels. I don't think of Triple H. I don't think about X-Pac. Even though he had the awesome second where he jumped up and did that joint. China was the muscle. But when I think about DX, I think about the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. They're the most iconic members of DX.
Because of the walk-in.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
But see, now when you say that though, I don't think of DX when I hear that. I think of Road Dogg and Jesse. When I hear that I think Shawn Michaels, I think Triple H. And whoever else comes in, cool. But I start with those two. And again, DX you don't get Billy Gunn and Road Dogg to be able to hit the heights they did without having the influence of Shawn Michaels. He
True.
didn't have
Hey,
to. He,
hey, two things can be true.
yeah. Again, I didn't shit on Sting. I want you to understand. I just said that he was a big fish in a small pond.
But wait a minute, it wasn't a small pond because his pond was bigger than Shawn Michaels' pond in Sting's prime.
And
In the years
First,
I'm talking about,
you haven't really
all right. So
clarified the pond or his prime.
all right. So I gave a year. I said 1991. In 1991, WCW was shitting on WWF.
I don't know about that, brother.
I don't know about that.
Because
If
91
that
was
was
like
the
peak
case,
Hogan.
yeah, if that was
No,
the case,
Pete.
it wasn't because of Sting
Hey,
though.
no, Pete Hogan was the 80s, bro. Pete Hogan was like late 80s.
I feel
91,
like
that shit.
I feel like it was
91, that shit was
94 at least.
91. That shit was starting to falter, bro. Because remember, like Hogan initially went to he left WWF and went to WCW in the early 90s.
Right.
Hollywood Hogan didn't pop up as a free agent signing. He was already in WCW.
I can't
I think you would have
comment
made a
because I
better
don't know.
argument if you would have put at like 95, 96, because that's when WCW was better when
Right.
the NWO started and Sting was like the guy.
Dog.
But even that doesn't.
Cause like, all right, so Pete. So in my years might be off, but all of these stars that we remember for having iconic matches in WWF, right?
Mm-hmm.
Early 90s, they left WWF to go to WCW.
For what reason?
Because WCW was a better company. They
Or
were
was it
more
just money?
stable. They were more stable. They were a bigger pond. Think about
At
it.
that point,
Hogan left there. Of course, Ric Flair went back and forth. He was an NWA guy. He did his thing. He went wherever he wanted to. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat went to WCW.
okay, hold on. I just had to check. I had to do research. The Boyhood Dream was 96, right? I feel like if Brett is still in WWF at that point, WCW couldn't have been bigger.
Just because one match doesn't make them bigger.
Hold up, say that again.
But for that match to be taking place, I feel like we got to figure out when the NWO started. Because like I said, no matter what, when WCW was bigger than WWF, it wasn't because of Sting. It was because of the NWO. And when Sting had his Crow character, I feel like while he had that enigma, very similar to like the Wyatt Six now, where you kind of show up, you do something mythical, and you disappear, that isn't a draw. That's not why I'm watching for those 2 minutes of you standing at the edge pointing your back.
Okay.
On the flip side, if I tune into a Michaels match before he hurt himself, I'm seeing him jump off the roof and sell for Hogan, sell for everybody. Well, not The Rock because they didn't face each other because they was racist, but whatever.
Yeah.
For him to sell for everybody.
Are you talking? You talking about when he oversold for Hogan?
Hey, listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. He sold like the Rebels do.
Which goes into another caveat of my argument. Shawn Michaels was a dick when he was in his prime.
Hey, sir. So how many how many CEOs do you know that are nice guys? I've heard horrible things about Ellen DeGeneres. Guess what? She's on time. You know what I mean?
Ellen DeGeneres.
All I'm saying is I truly believe that Sting was great. But I from somebody who was a casual WCW.
Hold on. You said 96 was a boyhood dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bruh. 96 is when the NWO popped up in WCW. So WWF was not bigger than WCW.
That's what I was saying. That would have made
research
an
department
argument because NWO popped off in 96 and Boyhood Dream was in 96. But Sting didn't wrestle until December of 97, I believe.
You're like Stat Guy Greg.
Yeah, I kind of know these things a little bit. So
Bash at the Beach 96. Bash at the Beach 96 was when NWO officially formed. That had to be after WrestleMania, or right around the same time.
All right, so we talk about Sting went away. He was sitting in the rafters like a ne'er-do-well and an enigma, but nonetheless, he was the biggest thing in wrestling, and then he had to say nothing.
In wrestling is a hard sell. That's a hard sell for me, because to me he wasn't even the biggest thing in WCW at that point.
He was him sitting in the rafters was the biggest thing that was happening in WCW at that point. Because remember, it was a WCW NWO feud. So they
Hmm.
wanted to know where Mr. WCW stood. They wanted to know
Right.
what side of the line he stood.
Right.
So
Because he was going to make a difference.
yeah, so him just sitting in the rafters, and I will never forgive them motherfuckers for blowing the spot where he took the title off of Hogan. That's just
Yeah,
fucking
That was
terrible.
horrible. That was horrible.
yeah.
But
Does he not take the blame, any of the blame for that?
no, because the ref was supposed to fast count and he didn't.
Okay. I'm just saying, I
And
don't
I
remember
heard
too
they
many bad
said that
Michaels matches.
they also said that he was shape. Sorry, Zion is going crazy. But they said that pretty much he was out of shape the whole time, so that's why they didn't put the belt on.
That could probably, that could probably be true too. But in that match, they messed it up because the ref was supposed to fast count it, and that's when Bret Hart
Hmm.
came out there and made them restart the match or whatever. The ref fucked it up. It might have been Nick Patrick or some shit like that. He was supposed
So,
to fast count it and he didn't.
so at the end of the day, you still have HBK higher and greater than Sting. That's all I need to know, right?
Overall, in the
Overall.
totality of their careers,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
uh,
So,
but
hold on, wait, wait.
but importance to a company, Sting was way more important to WCW than HBK was to WWF, WWE.
That doesn't make you a star. That makes you important.
Okay, so
We're not
let me give you guys my final thoughts as we wrap up this conversation.
Okay.
So I feel
Death
like
Bringer.
no, so this is my take on that, what you guys are talking about. So I feel like Sting's prime was the NWO thing. So let's say 97. I feel like Shawn Michaels' prime was from the whole DX run. The only issues with both of those is that once Sting won the championship, like you said, they fumbled it. And pretty much right after that, he was just a regular. He wasn't special at all. So in hindsight, the thing that made him special was not wrestling. So that to me, that might be a little bit of slight. For Shawn Michaels, his absolute prime, like I said, was the DX, which the knock on that is that that was only for maybe, let's say, 6 months. Because before that, Brett was the hottest thing in WWE. Brett and Stone Cold was the hottest thing in WWE.
And
And so,
then it was Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
But Sting became just another person. There was no time where HBK was not important to the WWF.
I never said he wasn't important. The argument was that who was more important to their company. The whole 90s, Sting was the most important person in WCW. He was
Had to be.
constant. He was constant.
I agree, but he had
What
to
you
be.
mean?
There was nobody else.
What do you mean he had
Who
to
else was
be?
there? Who else was
No,
there? And
no,
we'll wrap this up. Who else was there?
no.
they had
Flair.
Dustin Rhodes.
The Steiners were there.
Ooh, ooh,
The All American Dustin Rhodes. They had Lex
ooh,
Luger. They had
ooh.
Rick Rude. Rick Rude came through there. You're not gonna poo poo on Rick Rude. Mr. Perfect made some stops through there. Ric
After his
Flair,
greatness,
Arn Anderson. Need I continue?
you're telling
Uh,
me a bunch of guys that were past their prime, and this
no,
guy was in his prime.
the man whose name will not be mentioned was there. We all
Sting,
know who that is.
Sting
And
stopped
one
being
day,
important when the cruiserweights got
and,
there, and
and
I'm
one
gonna
day,
leave it at that.
and one day we'll have an objective conversation about redacted. Um,
No, we won't. No, we won't. It'll never be. It'll.
we will. Stunning Steve Austin was there.
You're really doing this.
Are we saying that Ricky the Dragon
Are
Steamboat is peanuts? You know what I'm saying?
are you saying that? Are you trying to tell me that
In the
Vinny?
90s, the
Are you trying to?
Dragon was like 45.
That's what I'm saying. You're trying to tell me that Vinny Vegas was important to WCW? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Oh, here we go.
Exactly.
We talk about
That's
Vinny
my
Vegas.
point.
That's what we're doing.
The
You're
one
telling me a
person that
bunch
you
of guys that
did,
did not matter.
the one person that you didn't mention who was probably the most important at the time was Big Van Vader. And
Forget about Vader.
He might have been
actually
bigger than
like the man.
Sting. He might
No,
have been bigger than Sting.
no. Okay, all right. So look, another conversation. When Ric Flair was doing his, what I mean, he's in and out of WCW, going to do whatever he was doing, snorting coke, drinking beers, putting people what is it, on Magic Mountain. Um, when Sting was at the top of the card, Vader became his nemesis. Like at the top of the card, they were going back and forth, and they put on some fucking bangers, bro.
Mm-hmm.
After banger. After banger. You know what I mean? Like, so for a spell in the 90s, Sting worldwide was a vastly more important wrestler than HBK. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because HBK only wrestled in WWF.
See,
Sting was in
now you're trying to take it
WCW.
outside of the context.
He was in Japan. Like he
I
was doing
agree.
territory shows. Like
The
Sting,
WWF would not allow that though.
it don't
So you
matter.
can't hold that
It
against him.
don't matter. It don't. I
It,
can't hold it against him.
Yeah, yeah.
I can
you
hold
We'll
it
know
have that.
what?
against him.
We'll have
I'm a
a who's the
I'm a
most
grab him and
important
hold him.
wrestler conversation another time.
We already answered that. It's Shawn Michaels. So I appreciate my debate partner. The defense rest. You've lost
Hey,
another case.
hey
So
man,
Nick, Nick,
hey.
any parting words? Any final words? We're gonna do this like it's around the
Yes.
horn.
Yes. There's a simple comment. Okay. You had the Intercontinental, two dudes with attitudes, the Rockers. Okay. The Jesus Lover and DX. Nothing else beats that. The boyhood dream has come true.
All right, Gervais. Any final words?
1 second, please. I
This,
have
this
two
nigga
He
need
needs
all the
words.
props.
props.
I have two
Suck it. That's
words.
for you. That's the two words that you need because you have lost this debate. I want some
Stinger
tendies on your
splash.
dime.
Stinger splash. Huh? Next episode. Face paint. Let's do it.
A
I'm with it.
body,
Yeah,
a
Stinger
body
splash,
splash
baby.
and a sharpshooter. Yeah, that's your guy. All
Hey,
right,
hold on. Now
close us out, sir.
now at some point hey, look, all right, put this on the docket. Put this on the docket. At some point, we gotta have a talk about wrestlers who use the same move but they have different names and who's is.
We can
I
do
like
that. We
that.
can do that. We'll put that on the list. So, fellas, I thank you for this very interesting conversation. It was a good time. I've learned some new things about both of you guys and your takes.
He's a very he's a
Rashad,
very he's a very very admirable adversary. I can give him that.
Rashad,
I
I
commend
have a
him.
question before you finish wrapping up. Who won? Tell us down in the comments. No, but you tell us who won.
I feel like Nick, you should have won. I feel like no.
He
Once you,
fumbled the bag.
I feel. I do feel like you fumbled it because you went IC title. And I'm like, yo, you could have easily just went DX and that would have been the conversation.
He need to because I knew what he was going to go with DX.
And then once GA went, his prime was 91 to 98. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
Hey
Right.
man,
That makes no sense.
he was that good for that long, bro.
So again, I ask as we close out.
I say neither one of y'all won because y'all both
Wow.
went. Y'all both went different
Wow.
routes that y'all shouldn't have went on.
Wow.
So the winner today is the fans for hearing this conversation because both of these niggas was all over the place. So
Hey
this
man,
is
hey
another episode of.
we can't use the N word. Right? We're not using the N word.
So Ninja, I'm wrapping this up. So guys, let us know what else you want us to debate. Do we want to debate New Day versus Usos? Do we want to debate meaty
Come
men?
on.
Do we want to debate
Ooh,
women?
yo,
What do we want
we
to
got
debate?
a big meaty man slapping meat match that's lining up soon, bro, and I can't wait for that shit. Pause. Last
I don't
night
like
on
the way you
Raw,
said it.
that shit
I don't like the
lined
way
up. The shit that happened last night, bro.
he don't know. He didn't see it.
Oh, you
That's
didn't
it.
see it.
Yeah.
So
We're
Bronson.
gonna talk about it another episode. We're gonna talk about another episode. So I don't know. We don't really got an outro for this. So y'all, thank you for watching Kayfabe Cowboys. Turn into another episode. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Make sure you watch. Make sure you share with a wrestling fan. And that's pretty much all I got. So you guys be safe.
And
Y'all
if
have
you're
a good
not
night.
down with that, we got 2 words for you.
And I'm gonna end this show on the count of 1, 2, 3.